Time for What's the Buzz? Let's introduce our panelists for this week. We had award-winning author and playwright Marty Chan. Hi, Marty.
Hello.
We have somebody on the show who's won awards. Wow. Seriously.
And he's got some actual talent.
Honestly, and speaking of talent, author Tracy Gray, chorus radio announcer, global TV traffic reporter, actor, comedian. Tracy, hello.
Queen Wave, hello.
Queen Wave. All right, everybody, let's get started. A tot living in Los Angeles has become an internet sensation because of her brain.
Well, she's only 2, and she's been welcomed into the Mensa Club of the United States, becoming the youngest person in that club ever. She's 2. Yeah, Cache Quest has an IQ of 146. I think that's about 143 higher than me. Now, the average is about 100. She can name all the elements on the periodic table. I know where to put the fork and the knife. Identify all the United States by shape and location. Knows a few languages. And she can read. She's 2. Take a look.
Two.
I was wetting the bed until at least 14. Come on.
Tracy, this little girl's getting a ton of attention, isn't she? And what do you make of all of this?
I think that's absolutely amazing. And watching the video, she's so casual about it, and so are her parents. They're she just wakes up wanting to read the periodic table. I mean, who does that? Especially at 2. Hey, Mom, let's do our ABCs. And oh, by the way, I want to know what barium is on the periodic table. That's absolutely incredible. I'm very impressed with the parents being so relaxed too, because I think as a parent, I might be trying to put my kids into these expensive colleges or something, to kind of push them a little bit farther. But they said they want to keep her at her age level. They want to keep her down to earth. They're not trying to push or force anything on her. I think it's really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, pushing stuff on a 2-year-old. The kid's reading the periodic table. My parents would hand me a box of chalk and say, here, you can either draw on the sidewalk or you can eat it.
Tell me you didn't eat it.
And I'd eat it. Well, of course I would. Because we were all out of that paste we'd make with flour and water. Now, the youngest Canadian to ever join Mensa was a boy from Calgary back in 2012. He was 2.5. Now, just hearing about these genius kids I'm just curious how it makes you feel there as an established author and screenwriter there, Marty.
It makes me so insecure right now. I think Edify magazine has to revise their top 40 under 40 list and make it the top 4 under 4 so that all the millennials can feel as insecure as I do right now.
Ain't that the truth?
Now, here's the thing, though. I love the fact that you've got this kid who's already with an IQ of 146, and at 2 years old, the world is completely open to them. I'm just waiting to see sort of what knowledge they gain and what they're going to use with their gift. I do slightly feel for the parents. I know that in this particular case, the parents are laid back. Laid back means I don't want to talk to the kid because I'm going to feel really dumb about everything that I say. But I can imagine how stressful it might be for some parents if you're raising a genius child. How on earth do you keep up with a conversation with that kid? You have to go back to school to have a normal conversation with your little kid who's 2 years old. And you're thinking, okay, they've got the intelligence, they've got all the smarts. Now I have to figure out a way to sort of bring them up to speed in terms of social maturity. But they can call me on pretty much anything I say because they're a genius. So I don't know. I guess there's a lot of scotch that parents would be drinking right about now.
And it makes me wonder what it would be like when she becomes a teenager and what she says to the parents.
Oh,
Well, you
yeah.
know
No,
what?
Then she'll
that's
become
smart.
sullen,
Those parents
sullen
are
and
stuck.
angry, just like every other teenager.
You know what? It goes away because my mom has told a story about me when I was quite young. For like the first 3-4 years of my life, I was part of some studies or something because I was apparently quite gifted, quite smart. I am a moron and I'm 51. So it goes away.
Goes away.
It goes away.
All right.
So
Let's switch gears now. All right. Next up, what is really considered art? Does a piece really have to exist? Not according to an Italian artist. Salvador Garau is the first artist to officially sell an invisible sculpture.
see, this would be like, hey, I bet you Sean bought it. He's a moron. No, he put this thing up for auction, and someone has paid him $18,000 for a piece called Lo Sono, meaning I am the anonymous buyer that has a certificate of authenticity. And it has a set of instructions from the artist. It must be, this is just ridiculous. It must be exhibited in a private house in a roughly 5 by 5 foot space, free of obstruction. But remember, you can't see it.
And this artist has apparently created other invisible works, including one on display within some white lines on some cobblestone in a Milan plaza, although it's surprising that he hasn't tried to sell that one. This is the first one he's ever tried to sell.
But how do we know that he's created these things if nobody can see them? Anyway, now I think we've heard of all of it. Marty, what do you think?
Well, I'm surprised nobody's noticed. The sculpture is actually right behind me. It's been there since the start of the show.
It's
Nobody's
gorgeous.
commented on it.
It's a little revealing. I would hang maybe a cloth around the midriff, but
Well,
it's
I believe I called it the Emperor's Clothes, but they had a different name for it. I don't quite know why. It's amazing, the art world. The opinion of what is art is dictated by how big your pocketbook is or how gullible you can be. In the case of an invisible sculpture, I mean, I think part of it is the story this artist is trying to sell people. And I guess if you have enough money, you can fall for pretty much anything. I remember, was it 1989 or late 80s, early 90s? I mean, the National Art Gallery of Canada paid like $1.8 million for that painting, The Voice of Fire, which was basically 3 vertical stripes, like 18 feet of 3 vertical stripes that basically look like a Benetton ad. And so I kind of feel like the art world has a very strange sense of what's valuable and what's not. I mean, my personal favorite is I like a political artist like Banksy, the graffiti artist, who apparently when one of his paintings was sold at an auction, he apparently had a paper shredder built into the frame of that painting. So when the painting was sold, when the auctioneer hit the gavel and said sold, it activated the shredder, and the painting was shredded right in front of the entire auction club. And I just thought, oh, this is brilliant. I'd rather see that than an invisible sculpture, to be honest with you.
That we can't see anyway.
that we can't see. Yeah.
Well, and they said that
No,
painting
it's right
was
here. It's right here.
money
I'm
after
telling you.
it got shredded.
Say that again, Tracy? Oh, yeah, more money after. Okay, Tracy, you're still up. If you would create an invisible sculpture, what would it be a likeness of?
Well, I did a painting for you guys that I'd like to show.
Of course you did.
Here we go. Here
It's
we go.
called Le Papier.
Oh, Le
it's
Papier.
beautiful.
Yeah, and it's a real steal of a deal for just $15,000. You guys.
Oh, but it's
you guys
got a
can
crease
find
in
that,
it, though. It's
right?
got a crease in it.
That's part of the art, right? Le Papier. It's got some emotion there. Can you feel that?
I can feel it all right.
And it's
That's the
beautiful.
crease of fire. The crease of fire.
For you guys, 10,000. Okay.
Oh,
You're working me down. You're working me down.
so nice of you.
Yeah, it's amazing what people can call art. I guess as long as somebody's willing to buy it. I don't know why someone would pay $18,000 for a piece of tape. I could get you a roll of it at Home Depot for probably like $3 or $4.
But do you get a certificate? Do you get a certificate with that tape? That's what we really want to know.
Of authenticity, absolutely, yes.
Well,
Hey,
there's say Home Depot on it.
the person that bought it, they don't even want to do it for attention because they've stayed anonymous. So I just don't get it.
Yeah. I don't think it was the genius child who bought it. I'm just going to say in front of the
Hey, you know what? There's a rather large stack of silver balls out on the white mud that a lot of people think isn't art. I happen to think they're quite lovely. I don't know what we paid. What was it, like 750 grand for those things? I think they're quite lovely. But whatever.
The Talus Balls.
The Talus
Yeah, but
Balls.
John, you
Yes.
need chalk.
All right, now we're going to dive into our lightning round. Something cool that you've each brought to share, and we're going to start with you, Marty. What do you got for us?
I've been home through the whole pandemic, so everything is related to something that I'm watching on television, including Apple TV, which has the next season of Mythic Quest, which is loading up now. They come out once a week. It's a great series, very funny. It's by the same people who did It's Sunny in Philadelphia, or It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Great show.
And it's sort of their take on The Office, but instead of being a paper company, they're in a video game design company. And it's very funny, really biting, but also really touching at some point. So definitely check out Mythic Quest.
All right, good. Tracy, you're up. What do you have?
Well, mine's more involving an activity because, as you guys have met Toby on previous shows, I have an older dog. She's 13, and so she loves to go for walks, but unfortunately she can't get very far. So with the weather getting nicer and people getting more active outside, I wanted to take her with me, and a friend of mine lent me what was called the Pooch Pouch Backpack. And it's a backpack that you put your dog in when they get too tired from walking. And this one that I had was from Outward Hound, and I'm telling you, this was a lifesaver because normally about 15 minutes into a walk, she's done. So this way, I just picked her up, put her in the pouch, and she was so happy, waving hi at everybody as we walked by. And then she kind of gave me a look like, yeah, you should be carrying me around. Like, this is how it should have been. So
What
yeah,
a great dog mom.
Yeah,
You know what?
I highly recommend it for dog parents.
My oldest daughter, Jordan, has a little Dachshund wiener dog thing, and we actually bought her for her birthday. We bought her a hoodie that has a big pouch in it because he's the same way. He'll get a couple of blocks in, then just lays on the sidewalk and says, to hell with this, I'm done. I don't know where you're walking to, but I'm done. So you take him, and you just put him in there, and his little head sticks out, so you got this little wiener dog in your pouch. It's the cutest thing ever.
They're great.
Oh, sweet.
I'm telling you, dogs run the show. They run the show. You two, as always, fantastic. Thank you so much. That's media personality, actor, and comedian Tracy Gray, author and playwright Marty Chan.
Thank you.
Bye.